Okay everyone, now I'm going to start hammering the holes for the stainless steel. Went ahead and glued this one side and it came out really good, or most of the one side. Now I'm going to show you what I've done here and we'll continue on. So let me lay down and we'll go from there. Okay, here's the piece that we glued together, front and back. And you see how it's all pronounced, all the little lines in it? That was the leather that we had, the leather cord that we put in. Okay, and I did not glue this underside because what we're going to do is use an 1/8 inch, a 1/8 inch chisel tool, to hammer the holes, the little slits all the way down it. And what that'll do is get it ready for the stainless steel when we start wrapping it through. So let me get my tool here. And what I'll do is, like I say, you have to do the first one and the last one separately. This one goes underneath so that you won't see that first start. It'll start up right here, so you won't have a slit there. Right there, you'll have a slit starting in that first valley, I guess you could say. So what I'll do is turn it over so it's easier for me to get even with where we need to be. Okay, you want to be right here. Let's see, where am I at there? That's where they did. Okay, you want to be right here at the beginning of the first valley on the outside edge. Make sure that your leather isn't in the middle there so you won't put a hole in it. Right about there. You want to keep it about 1/8 of an inch away from the top, just enough to where it's going to be in that valley. And then we will tap that first one. Yep, went through really good. So let me turn this over so you can see it a little bit better. Okay. That first hammer right there came through just fine on this back side right there. Right there. So now we will start getting into these valleys. All you have to do, it's pretty simple. You just have to line yourself up even within those valleys. You can feel it on the back side. Yep, it went through just fine. Go to the next valley. You try to wiggle them to get them up and even the best you can. Once the valleys begin, they're pretty even all the way down, of course. Each one of them is identical. Right there, yep. Then you go to the next valley. The repetition is kind of boring, but you'll get the idea of it. It goes really fast when you start into it. Get it going. Get the feel of each slit, each hole that you're making. And as you can tell, as I say, it goes into each valley very... Whoop, that went a little high. Okay, get this back down to where it needs to be, right there. Okay, that was good. Okay. Pull these little slits up in there so it's nice and even. When you pull the stainless steel through, you'll notice it's going to fit right down in there like it's supposed to. And it'll really show you how a beautiful transition it becomes. Got your stainless steel going down through the valleys. Comes out really, really pretty. I actually was doing these types of belts back in the 90s when I was sighted, and had a really good time making them, and even today they're still pretty popular. And at times when you make these, you can get thinner or thicker leathers here, and you can decorate them any way you want. You know, some braiders, they can go in between the little spots here and braid a little bit here. I'm going to possibly put conchos on these. You know, this is strictly a decorative belt. It's not a business looking class belt, unless you're in the leather industry, of course. But that's not to say that it can't be done as far as making a beautiful business class belt like this as well. You don't have to have the stainless steel, you don't have to have all the goodies on it, the conchos. And the belt really fits good. Yeah, there it is. It really fits good on your back because, it, like I said, it kind of hugs to your back. It's a curvature design. Anytime you can get a curvature design on your back, then the comfort level will be substantial, which is really cool. Most of these belts, we usually put a three-piece Western style buckle that has a concho, a metal tip and a keeper as well as the buckle. And the reason I do that is because you want a metal tip on the end. And the reason I say that is so that the lace, when you finish lacing the bottom here, the lace will be open at the end. Well, not open. It'll just be going to a raw edge when you're finished. Which means when you get it, if you put a silver tip on the end, you won't see that raw edge left over, which means it'll be nice and secure. Everything will come out beautiful on it. So my suggestion for this type of belt is to put your metal tip on the end of it, and it will really look beautiful. A lot of people ask me, why did you go to a half scallop design? And I told them that, you know, having both scallops, top and bottom, that's already been done. You know, but if you have a half scallop, it gives you a little bit more to work with, I think, in the design, in the fitting, and all of that. That's why I like to do the half design. And you have quite a few items, or quite a few things going on. You've got the stainless steel up top, you've got the lacing on the bottom. Of course, you've got the beautiful leather. I've done different belts. I made a full quill ostrich belt out of this one time, and it really came out beautiful. So you've got a lot of different designs you can go, or not designs, but leathers that will look real good on this certain style, this certain design of belt. And it really looks beautiful when it's done. Yeah, I think my first belt that I did was in 91 or 2. 91, I believe. Gentleman asked me to make four belts. He was a avid hunter here in Texas. He'd usually go to Colorado and he'd go hunt elk or stuff like that, and he asked me to make four of these belts. And it was also a dark brown like this one. And he told me, he said, I want you to put Texas like a star concho on each one of the belts in the scallops. And he also wanted white, a pure white lace on the bottom. And it was for 4 of his hunting buddies. Like I say, they go to Colorado every year, and he wanted to make these for Christmas. And of course this was in July, so I had plenty of time, and he gave me the sizes. And a couple of weeks after we got back to work, I talked to him, and he said this was one beautiful idea. He said all 4 of the gentlemen love their belts, and they all fit like they should. And they wanted to take them out hunting. And my friend, he said, well, guys, you got stainless steel, which is shiny. You don't want that to be out in the brush when you're hunting. Well, those animals see that shiny stainless steel. Not that they would, but they could. That would not be a good idea. So that was kind of through to the side, but yeah, every one of them enjoyed their belts after I put them together, and it's really nice. Now, of course, back in the 90s, I was sighted. I could see what I was working with, but luckily it wasn't too difficult to remember how to do it. Come on, stay up there. There we go. That'll cover up that other little hole right there. Will cover up with the stainless steel, which won't be a problem. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on the belt. I've got a little bit further to go, so I will go ahead and stop the video, and when I come back next, we'll begin to put the stainless steel in. Okay, we'll see you in a few.